dogpiling scenario and the moderators come in and throw a pissy fit.
Yes.
But yeah, enough people commented on it for us that it was like taken care of. Some of the fucking opinions that people have were just like, bruh, how are you this fucking dumb? And then at one point, I'm just in the comments like, you guys are really talking all about like, oh, Taylor doing this, Taylor doing that, and you're like, no, why is no one concerned about the giant radioactive scar in the earth she's left behind with literal zombie-making devices hooked up to it?
In a dragon graveyard, while there's a giant fuck-off boneyard, which boneyard is just an amalgamation of
Why is
floating
no one
necrotic energy.
concerned about this? Like, oh, and someone legitimately responded with, "Oh, you didn't describe it in the chapter." What do you mean I didn't describe it in the chapter?
Everything was exploding. There is debris raining from the
I literally
ground.
talked about multiple times how giant rents in the earth were being made, and they were all glowing, and giant spires of fucking, unstable mana were shooting out of the ground. And she's literally being electrocuted at one point by them.
Shalom.
Yes. You're actually here for once.
And it's just like,
For once. Bro. Yeah, I'm just gonna be here for a bit because I have a medical procedure tomorrow and therefore I can't drink alcohol tonight.
Shame.
Oh.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm to avoid taking too much sand damage, I'm gonna drop out after a while.
It's fair
It's
enough.
probably for the best.
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Yeah.
There's no telling what horrific nightmares are going to replay from past streams when they put you under.
Exactly.
What is this absolute brainlet take that just got posted? This chapter was a bit weak. It's good that Taylor developed more magic, but the sheer length of the chapter was too much.
Sorry?
Megamind.
What?
It's like 22k words?
Yeah.
This
like
is nothing.
The battle felt like it was everything including the kitchen sink because it was an actual battle, because it wasn't some fucking garbage ass fan fiction, I'm gonna fucking raffle stomp on you in one paragraph garbage. Because we actually made Taylor fight the avatar of magic.
Yes. He was at his best.
The rest of the chapter was kind of cool. So the 10% remaining of the chapter was cool? Balthazar, Gothic, and Arthas all can't reanimate Alex. What do you mean they can't? The Lich King can't reanimate a dragon? The guy who did?
Sindragosa, who is consort of the aspect of magic and is basically second in hierarchy.
Literally resurrected her in 5 fucking seconds, but can't do that for the
Let's be clear. Put her down incredibly violently and then brought her back.
The fucking brainlet takes at, and I'm being overwhelmed.
See, this is why, I had a great idea. We'll put some Three Houses characters, see how they change the Warhammer universe. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone is too stupid to understand what I would do.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, why aren't the Three Houses characters stomping? I'd be like, because guess what? Three Houses characters are some of the first Fire Emblem characters to be just about on the Warhammer level.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
I mean, Marth could probably.
No,
reach that
listen,
point.
I love Marth. Marth is my boy. Marth barely comes up to the level of a generic lord. Now, you give him the falchion, at least then he can raffle stomp fucking dragons.
They can
And
make Wraith decide to animate her for them, then command Wraith to use her for them. What?
Don't.
They can do that even if they didn't push her to animate her. What?
Oh, cool.
That
Steve's
poses
down.
sand damage.
As soon as they find out about Alex in the pocket, they'll cackle madly and order Taylor to do things for them. I don't think this person has actually read our story so far, because the only reason why Taylor is still on their side is because she's like, I'm just waiting for the best moment to betray them all. There's literally nothing they can do to actually make her pay if she actually wants to leave.
Yep.
And we've said this
based on
multiple times.
Literally, she's just doing it because she's in the middle of enemy territory.
I
and
am,
she'll get
I
swamped.
am literally inside the deepest part of their base. I cannot betray them right now until I'm sure they're looking elsewhere.
I am literally standing next to the guy who runs the show. Like that would be like a Secret Service agent standing next to the president and texting his KGB master.
Yeah,
Like,
The president just looks over and is just like, man, my man's
That's some Russian you're texting there, boyo.
That's a lot of Russian
Remember,
words.
no Russian.
Remember, no.
You know who doesn't tolerate Russians?
Hmm.
Secretary of Absolute Defense Gold Lewis Dickinson.
Yes.
Damn right he doesn't.
God, I
Based-
fucking love that
now, okay.
character.
I don't need to know what
He's
I don't
great.
need to know what Max's answer is, but I am curious for the rest of you.
What?
If someone has one move but
Yeah.
with 8 unique variations,
Yeah.
does he have one move or 8 moves?
Of course he has
like,
it.
what are we talking about? Like variations? Are we talking about like angles going on here? Are we talking about like as
We're talking like you do a quarter forward, he sweeps low. You do a quarter back, he sweeps high.
Oh, that's just one move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking like Invoker here, where he technically only has one move, but like 18 combinations. That's different.
No. Gold Lewis does one thing. He swing coffin.
Yeah, that's just one move. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me be clear. He swing coffin. He also throw bomb and shoot Gatling gun.
And
Yeah,
laser eyes.
But for the sake of this argument,
Yeah.
you're talking about his coffin move.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Arxis has a character that has 12 moves for one, but it's the wrong series.
Alright, so I thought we would get some real cringe ass shit out of the way first off, because Arn's gonna be leaving us. We're gonna start off with a Star Wars Harry Potter story.
Wait, is Arn dying?
Yes.
Oh,
Shove
not
him to the
quite.
hospital.
There is a god.
It's not fatal, it's just a stomach inspection, but I can't drink alcohol tonight, which means I'm gonna take like 5 times as much sand damage from this. So I'm dipping out early.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to get the story he'll hate the most out of the way first.
Oh, Darth
I
Mars.
see.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's Arn's favorite fanfiction author, Darth Mars.
Oh, good.
Let's just make sure that this isn't something we've covered before.
I don't think it is.
It's
Right?
not.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Orf also sent me a story, and we'll
no.
cover that tonight.
Oh boy.
Why? Every time I hear the sentence from Sneaky, Blank sent me a story, I always get worried.
As you should be.
It's the
Anything,
best
please?
whenever I get people to send me stories because I know they're real fucking bad. So, yeah, anyway.
Well, unless you just read Andros's posts, in which case they're all bad.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Hello, everyone. I'm SneakyDevil, and this is Fanfiction Attempt Theater 9004. Episode 62, I believe.
That's what the number says.
So, this is Star Wars Harry Potter. We're going to get through this pretty quickly since this is actually not going to be a story we're going to read because, I mean, not only is the first chapter super fucking long, and I really don't feel like dealing with that, but also because well, you'll see in a second.
Oh boy.
The Kyle side is remarkably not absurdly shit. I'm sorry, Barracks, but I will have to disagree with you on the bare premise of the words "the Kyle side" as the title.
I see.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
the what?
So this is the story, The
Oh.
Kyle Side. An aged, broken Jedi general came to Earth hoping to retire. So I already hate this on the bare premise of that Earth is just an undiscovered planet in the Outer Rim that the Jedi just happened to know about, but just like never told anyone.
I mean, okay, hold on. They have definitely done that.
They purposely did it
Literally-
with 2 planets. Okay, they did it with 2 planets on purpose, but that was because they were sacred to the Jedi.
Yes.
Well, what if Earth's sacred to the Jedi?
And then
You
there
don't
are
know that.
some where they were so sacred to the Jedi and kept so secret they accidentally forgot about them.
And then there was also the Caminos, but that was a deliberate deletion.
Well, no, Camino was deliberate sabotage.
Yeah.
I'm talking Tython.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Tython was
Yeah.
the thing.
Oops! We accidentally forgot about the sacred home world of the Jedi, which would just conveniently dispute our whole light side, dark side narrative. Oopsies!
Yep, it's weird how that happens. Anyway, however, when he went to park his spaceship, he saw a young boy with unlimited force
That is not how that works.
getting the snot beat out of him. And he knew the force was not through making his life interesting. So, yeah, as Barrick does say in the chat, this used to be called the Katarn side. I hated it back then too because I thought it was just dumb on multiple levels. As you know, Atin's having a minor seizure over here about unlimited force potential. Harry
Fucking
Potter,
leave Kyle Katarn out of this, you garbage hack.
that too.
You
Fair
leave
enough.
Kyle out of this, you leave Luke out of this, and you best be leaving Jaden goddamn Core out of this.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a
That poor boy suffers
self-insert.
enough.
This is a self-insert taking the place of Kyle Katarn.
What? Okay, author, listen, author. I hate to break this to you. No matter who you are, or what you've done, or how much money you think you have, you are not as cool as Kyle Katarn.
Mm-hmm.
End.
If it wasn't clear by the name and inclusion of the Legends character in the title, the Kyle side is not Disney canon compliant. The persons and events in Star Wars referenced in the book are from Legends canon and take place in the last bit of the Star Wars Legacy books and the Star Wars Legacy comics around 130 ABY. So you can see the names Jason, Jaina, Anakin Solo, or Ben Skywalker. Don't freak out. These are the children of Han, Leia, and Luke that were supposed to have before their legacy was perverted and destroyed by the new films. Alright, fair enough, author. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'll give you that, author, but like, just because you recognize that you've been handed a pile of shit doesn't mean you didn't also hand someone a pile of shit. It just means you're smart enough to recognize someone else's.
Yes, more or less. There's the light side of the Force, the dark side of the Force, and the Kyle Katarn side of the Force.
Not
Off nature.
not true. It's just the gray side, and if we're really gonna call it anything, it's like the Joe Lee Bindo side of the Force, guys.
That's fair. Harry Potter groaned and tried to hold his sides after the last round of Harry hunting left him in terrible pain and unable to sit up. Around him, the rest of the park was quiet because everyone just watched someone beat a child to near death and did not stop them.
No, they all just ran away.
All the younger kids had run away when Dudley came, Harry included. Unfortunately, unlike the others, Harry didn't get away. Why do you put up with that poodoo, kid? Harry blinked and...
Yes, because that's exactly what Kyle Katarn would drop in and say.
Oh,
Kyle
yes,
Katarn,
yeah, totally.
the man without an ounce of compassion. Oh, wait, you mean the very compassionate man who would at minimum be like, "You okay, kid?" At minimum.
Yes, but
would
don't you
inquire
see,
after the child's
he's a grizzled general now, and he's broken. Which means he can basically act like however the author wants, and you can't say anything
It's just
otherwise.
like Kyle Katarn sees like a kid lying in a pool of his own blood, effectively on 1 HP. Just leans over. You alright, kid? Just
No,
Kid.
he wouldn't lean down and be
Hey,
like,
kid,
"Hey,
do
why
a
are you a
flip."
scrub?"
Get good, retard.
Get good.
Come on, Kyle. At least hand him the Bryrar pistol before you start shit talking him, huh?
Harry blinked and looked up to see a grizzled, iron-bearded man sitting nearby on a park bench. Okay.
So
Just
now
straight
Kyle
shit and
Katarn
sat
is just
there.
yes, Kyle Katarn is just watching 8-year-olds
So
get
yeah,
beat up.
Harry is straight sitting shit on the ground, being like, "Oh God, my ribs!" And he's like, "Get good."
Yeah, this is absolutely Kyle Katarn.
Nailed it.
don't look at me. I ain't no helicopter parent.
Are you kidding me? Did you not recall how hard he helicopters his 2 apprentices?
He does indeed, yes.
He's not even their parent.
I forgot about that.
Let's see. The man looked large and muscular despite being old.
How
Why are
how
those
old is
two
this
things
Kyle
related?
Petard supposed to be? Like, I do want to point out that poor Kyle was extraordinarily prematurely aged by, I guess the best phrase would be cleaning up after Luke goddamn Skywalker. Do you think that's a fair assessment, Sneaky?
Yeah, basically, yeah, pretty much. Where's the buff priest?
What?
There's the super buff priest world record
Oh,
lifting.
Oh yeah.
This dude, yeah. Despite being old, he was still large and muscular, as if those things somehow don't coincide.
yeah. There's quite a lot of dudes that age that are really fucking buff.
I was gonna say
This
there
dude holds like 17 world records.
are a
powerlifting.
lot.
How old is he?
Oh,
Well, 'cause
19, sorry,
it's
19 world records.
Oh wow, good for him.
Kevin Fast, let's see.
Ah yes. Jesus said my body is a temple, so I equipped that temple with the biggest set of guns the Holy Land has ever seen.
Yeah, look, I think
Bulk
this is
Ma?
the guy, yeah, world record set,
Get the
yeah.
heavy cannons.
1963. This dude is about to hit 60 years old in
Yeah,
just a couple of years.
This dude's nearing 60, and
Yo, he's been doing a good job keeping up his cardio workout too then, because most guys, once they hit their 50s, their heart just kind of pops if they're not careful with bodybuilding.
well, that's because he's not bodybuilding next. He is strongmanning.
I know, but he's on that borderline of like what a bodybuilder normally goes for. He's like right on that line.
Sneaky. He is absolutely lifting weights beyond what your average 50-year-old does. Is max.
Right, yeah, but so there's a difference between bodybuilding and strongmanning, though, in that strongmanners typically just build the muscle they need for strongmanning. They don't like bulk out their muscles to ridiculous proportions and then starve themselves, which is why they have so many health problems.
Right. You are correct. However, the point remains.
This dude was setting fucking records in 2016 still.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry, what?
75 ton heaviest vehicle pulled by one person, 75 tons, Guinness World Records 2016. Are you fucking shitting me?
Madman.
Oh, sorry,
know-
my bad. He later topped that with 109 tons.
You know what I love about stories like this? These are the stories that are basically like, anime. People said I couldn't do what anime does.
Yeah.
I said fuck it.
I hope that's a wheeled vehicle because 109 tons, that's more than an Abrams and a half.
I mean,
okay,
considering
look,
the fact
all I gotta
that-
say.
I think it was I think he pulled the
A plane. Yeah, right, that makes sense.
yeah.
I'm curious how that converts to punching
Yeah.
power.
Hey guys, look! Oh man, guys, look at this. Yeah. So the plane can't taxi, so we're just gonna call our local priest.
Okay,
It'll be
so
a few
Sneaky,
minutes.
hear me out. I now need to. This priest now needs to be included in every D&D campaign.
He is the muscle wizard that we've been searching for.
Oh.
Oh Jesus Christ! Holy shit! Look at those fucking biceps! My God.
Yeah. I want to know what his punching power is. I'm really curious how that translates to
I
that.
want to see this old man do a 1-inch punch and break a wall.
I want to see this man, fucking, go and exercise some demons.
Go and exercise some demons.
Don't you need a rosary? No, I'm good.
Starts flexing.
Sneaky, he flexes so hard he enters the
Square
spirit
up or
realm
get
and
out.
begins flexing the demon to death.
Square up or get out jumps.
Square up, I'ma send you to the Shadow Realm.
Looks like you're going to the Dragon Realm, Jimmy boy.
Oh God, what a lad. What a fucking lad. Oh my God. 15 car pull.
Oh, oh. But actually,
Oh my god. But actually,
Jesus Christ.
yes, Jesus Christ indeed.
Well, I actually kind of want to go to one of this man's sermons. 'Cause damn,
yeah, I gotta know.
it's got to be something.
Max,
That
watch him
man is
be the
great
most
at the
fire and
Sneaky.
brimstone southern old man despite being in Canada.
Chat. Somehow,
Oh,
despite there's
God.
only
We
6
don't
people
need
in
that.
chat still manages to be horny. Chat,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
That be how
Wow.
chat
What
works.
the hell?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go grab a dinner plate real quick.
You know, Sneaky.
Yeah,
I hope
this-
Shaq gets more
In
normal.
this
while
church,
I'm
there
gone.
isn't something in the water. There's something in the holy water.
There's definitely something in the holy water. This man's gonna purify it with a punch.
Exactly.
He doesn't need a pope to do it for him.
They offered him to be the Pope, but he was too busy flexing.
You're too busy beating the hell out of it.
I'm not horny, I just want to see his muscles better. Alright, fair enough.
I mean, fair. I don't believe you, but fair.
I'm unfortunately for everyone involved. I'm sure, unfortunately. I'm not going to be typing Kevin Fast in a Speedo into Google, so you can do that on your own time. So anyway, what was I supposed to do? There were more of them. Kick the big one in the balls, the old man suggested. Once they figure out you'll fight back, they'll go find easier prey.
You know, I was so happy because we went and talked about
Yeah.
this awesome, badass old man, and we
Yeah.
immediately hopped back to Kyle Katarn
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
Kyle Katarn. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like literally. Okay, look, Kyle literally grew up as a street rat,
I mean, not only that,
and then he was a stormtrooper. Like, he wouldn't be like, kick him in the balls. He'd be like, here, kid, let me show you how to really punch someone.
yeah, I'm just look. So, kicking someone in the balls doesn't make them not kick the shit out of you. It just makes them really, really angry, and it hurts them a lot.
Well, I mean, it depends. If you can kick hard enough, you can incapacitate them for like a minute or two at
Right,
least.
right, but that's like as if it's a
But-
one-on-one. But if like
Yeah.
you're fighting 5 people and you kick one in the balls really hard and they fall over screaming in pain, his buddies aren't going to be like, oh man, he's screaming in pain, I guess you win, and we won't kick the living shit out of you now.
Yeah, and also, you know, if you kick him hard enough, which, you know, Harry isn't exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
A
hey, Harry's
specimen.
definitely not doing.
Harry is definitely not the muscle wizard.
Yeah.
Nope.
But let's just
He's
pretend
very much a squishy
hypothetically,
wizard.
like, yeah, let's pretend Harry manages to kick one of them in the nuts hard enough to incapacitate them. You think the other 3 are gonna stand there waiting to be kicked in the junk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or are
no.
you gonna go and absolutely stomp the shit out of this kid
Yeah.
and ruin his junk?
Yeah.
And look, chat, I know some of you might want that, but no.
Yeah. No.
Please
They're
do
not hot girls, unfortunately. So they will
cringe.
respond in a very different way. You asking them to step on you harder.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, I mean, then again, you might just get them to go, ugh, what the fuck, I'm leaving.
Yes, but
True.
you also might then get them to go, oh, he's gay, beat him harder.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
really at that point, your only defense is to, like, triple down.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Start moaning.
Yes.
I know that. Okay, I was going with the comedic group, but you just went straight to moaning, huh?
Yes.
I mean,
Fucking-
listen,
the man sounded
here's the
oddly
Here's the problem with that, Nose. If you start that defense, you can't just quit that defense. That defense only works if you keep going.
you kind of have to really follow through with that. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, you will eventually reach a point where either A, they are so skeeved out they never come near you again, or B, you awaken something inside of them and then they follow you forever. Either way, you've kind of won.
You kind of won.
It's a very vague definition of victory, but it works.
I feel like that's the understatement of the year.
No, the understatement of the year is that we're all gonna die.
Yes.
No, the understatement of the year is that Taiwan is a country.
True.
I mean, it is a country.
Oh no. This stream has been censored.
Oh
in the
no!
PRC.
Oh well, look at that! Oh, my connection's cutting out. Oh no!
1994, Tiananmen Square. Nothing.
Who knew?
Everything
Who
happened.
knew? It was China that got us before the Twitch mods.
Wait, there's a difference?
Yes.
Free Hong Kong, revolution of our times.
Hang on, there's someone. I
yes,
got a
Sneaky.
knock on my door.
One of
Hang
them
on.
possesses the ability to kill us.
Indeed. So anyway, the man sounded foreign. Harry guessed. Why would you think he's foreign?
I
You're
mean,
lucky he speaks English.
He did not have an American accent
Which,
or an
by
Australian
the way,
accent.
it
which
has been well
Harry,
established. Sorry, I just want to point out.
You guys
well
are
established.
Redditors? No, he's a 4chaner. He's all
Okay,
well,
what the fuck did I just come back
None of
to?
us actually go on Reddit.
No, I do actually occasionally go on Reddit.
Oh, no.
the only time you should ever go on
mostly
Reddit
for
is
fighting
for.
game subs.
It's literally
Yeah.
just for specific subs. If you ever go there for a general purpose, you're a dumbass.
Die.
Never go to
Yes.
talk to people either. Don't talk to people on Reddit. Do
Nope.
us all
Just don't
a
talk to
favor.
people at all.
Yeah, don't
Do yourself a
You
favor.
just you go to Reddit to find fixes for problems you need fixed, or to watch and laugh at the retards.
Or to look at
God,
anime girl
it is,
pictures.
Arn,
it is so bad.
Arn, could you please not start shit with chat?
Please don't.
Although I suppose you can use literally every social media site to go laugh at retards.
I mean,
Pretty
yeah.
much these days. Anyway, so Harry, despite never hearing an American or Australian accent before, is like, hey, he's not quite an American. He's not quite Canadian. He didn't sound Welsh or Cockney. It's like, wait a second, Welsh and Cockney are in your fucking country, dude.
Ooh. Ooh. I mean, Cockney, yes. Welsh. Watch out, Sneaky. You might get a car bomb delivered to your house
What?
by the WRA.
WRA? Okay.
You have miscountryed our. You haven't given us the right country name, and you haven't given us the right ethnicity. Therefore, we're sending you a bomb. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I mean, the Welsh Republican Army might not be as recognized as their Irish brethren, but they still hate the British.
Then he'll tell my uncle, and I'll get whipped and thrown in the cupboard. And not be given food for a week.
And it would be at this point that Kyle Katarn would be like, "Excuse me, child."
I'll be right back. Where'd you say your address was again?
I'm sorry, I let a lot of things go when it comes to fan fiction, because it is fan fiction, and sometimes you need, you know, a childhood to go a little bit differently, so they view the world a little bit differently, and they take the winding paths and et cetera, to get to your end goal of the premise, and alright, fine, fair enough. What I despise in fan fiction is whenever it comes down to Naruto and Harry Potter, we're just like, oh yeah, Harry? He was fucking whipped every day. It's like, bruh, please.
Yeah, and then it was raped until his ass had 4 billion fissures.
Yeah, it's just like...
It was in fact reduced to individual atoms.
It's just like, why? Oh yeah, I mean, you see my parents, they whipped me a bunch and they didn't feed me food for weeks on end. It's like... That is not changing, like...
It's stupid.
You would not be saying Harry Potter was whipped unless you're also saying that Harry Potter healed those whippings before he ever left the cupboard. Because That
you-
is shit that is kinda noticeable in a public setting. If the child's
Also-
always like hunched over and never allowing his back to touch anything.
Also, like, do you know what a whipping feels
Yeah.
like? How unbelievably painful? How unable to move after even, and let's be clear here, there's some heavy air quotes around this, a basic whipping?
Yeah, heavier quotes. Yeah.
Like, let
I think-
alone, like, when
the
done by
author's
something
only
like a
interaction
cat
with
of
whipping
nine
is probably
tails.
fucking BDSM porn. Let's be real here.
Yeah, it's just I just yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that might be.
The old
Something
man's
wrong
eyes
with that.
narrowed and his beard seemed to jut forward. And in a
No,
brief
author,
instant,
that's not something that
Ah.
actually happened with Kyle Katarn. That was just a clipping artifact.
and in a brief instant, Harry had the strangest
clipping
feeling
artifact.
that he was looking at quite possibly the most dangerous man alive. Okay. Really? He drew the word out, pouring whole novels of meaning into a singular word. Well, I'm new to these parts, and I'm not sure how everyone lives, but I'm fairly certain you have laws to prevent this. Let's go talk to this uncle of yours. Sir, please, really, it's okay. The old man grabbed Harry's arm, not hard enough to hurt like Uncle Vernon would have done, but firmly enough to prevent any possibility of the kid escaping, and began marching down the street. Where do you
Yes,
live,
Kyle-
kid?
Kyle Katarn, famous for frog marching children down streets.
Indeed. Sir, I'm sorry I said anything, but if you're just going to make things worse, where do you live, kid? The old man said again in a voice of steel. Number 4 Privet Drive, sir, Harry said under his breath, cowed despite his determination not to let this old man make his life more miserable than it already was. The two of them marched away from the park until they reached number 4 Privet Drive. Because Kyle Katarn, he just has a GPS in his head. He just knows where that is. He's like, oh, Privet Drive, I know where that is.
No, you know what?
Go by
I
there
would.
all the
You know
time.
what, author? Have some balls. Have him just bring the Raven down.
Dive bomb the house.
Just park directly on top of Vernon's car.
Fucking Stuka siren starts playing.
I heard you like beating children.
Boom.
Once there, the old man looked down at Harry. Why is that a semicolon? Why?
You must use more semicolons and colons in order to make sure you're not using commas, clearly.
Yeah. What's your name, son? He asked for the first time, moderating his tone into something almost but not quite gentle. Harry, sir, and you live with your uncle? Yes, sir, and my aunt. Harry felt something pressing into his brain as he began to memories bubbled up to the surface of his mind.
Of course, the time Kyle Katarn, used the mind trick on a child for no reason.
Proceeded to play a movie in his head as the memories flashed by. The old man nodded and broke eye contact, his beard jaw jutting forward once again. So what, Kyle's got a massive underbite now?
Kyle Underbite Katarn!
Indeed. I don't like child abusers, he growled, and with that he walked up to the front door and kicked it in. And he kicked it so hard the door fell down on the ground. Just ripped out of its hinges.
Can we not? Really? Really? Listen, if Kyle is mad enough to go through someone's door, Kyle is not kicking.
Lightsaber!
Kyle is launching that door into hyperspace.
An hour later, Harry Potter left the Dursleys forever, and a day after that, the Dursleys left Little Winging forever. Cringe. Anyway, so yeah, this is cringe. I'm not really interested in reading more of it because it's just boring. It's not even like funny bad, it's just boring. Dumbledore shows up and he's like, "Who are you, other old man with large white beard? I'm Kyle Katarn, Jedi. and I took Harry away from the Dursleys. And Albus is like, oh my god, are they dead? No, but I can kill them. Who are you? I'm Albus Dumbledore. Albus Dumbledore? Really? I assure you, that is my name, Albus Dumbledore. Wow, that sucks to have as a name. Yes, but I lived through it. Riveting fucking dialogue. In the year 2077, authors finally learned the English language.
Yeah.
See,
I think a machine could write this better.
yeah, honestly, I
Really?
think a machine could write this better. I mean, I'm pretty sure we've
Don't
Yeah, we
go to the
already have.
machine.
We already have.
But you see, the Democratic Party stabbed Gray, and Gray was in pain, which meant his plan was working.
It
It
was working.
I loved that. I loved the fanfiction generator. It's too bad it was stuck on like one of 2 templates.
Yeah. Well, like
All
4,
according to
yeah.
Keikaku.
It tried.
I tried. Yeah, I know.
Wait, all according to Grey Kaku.
Gray Kaku, indeed. Yeah, so it's just really long and boring, to be honest. There's nothing here. If you want to look at it, you can. It's the Kyle side. I linked it on my Discord. But there's nothing really, not too much to complain about, but also nothing really keeping me here. So, we're gonna do the story that Orpheus recommended first. Just want you guys to look at that.
I have bullied a moth.
What's the author's justification on Earth not picking up signals from the wider galactic community? None. 0. Earth just happens to be in a parallel dimension that only this Jedi can reach.
That's not what actually happens, but we have no idea. It's never covered at all. Like the only possible justification you might be able to swing with is deep core shenanigans.
Yes, Orpheus, the one you submitted. So this is Naruto, the prodigy teen sensei.
Oh boy.
What the fuck?
Yes.
This is going to be a thing, ain't it?
What if Naruto Uzumaki was a genius? Naruto is then abducted by the Akutsuki for the Ninetales, and then years later he returns to Konoha, who now super strong with a Sharingan. And he hopes that he is acknowledged by his village one day.
God.
Despite proving that he has the skills of a Jonin, he must prove himself worthy of leading Genin. Mysteries will be uncovered in this story, and Naruto will lead the new Team 7.
Okay, well, this first chapter here is already TOS breaking for fanfiction because it's literally just a massive author's note. 2,
Wow.
Sneaky, I'm getting flashbacks to those late night sessions we had where you would just start reading random summaries.
Yeah, and they were awful.
We've
Awful.
we've hit a couple that were almost word for word this summary here.
Oh yeah, cringe like this. Yeah.
And not even that, like the exact premise of like kidnapped and 3 years later he comes back with a Sharingan for some reason.
Yeah, don't you just love these time skip stories where it's like, baby, kidnapped. 3 years later, due to excessive exercise, he now has the body of a 5-year-old.
Oh Jesus, that one.
That again, huh?
I mean,
another
I get
fri-
why he
No.
continues to bring it up.
He had the body of a 7-year-old, which means it was okay for him to have sex with his sisters on a daily basis.
Right, of course, it was a 7-year-old now.
Close enough, honestly. Don't you know, Sneaky? 5 is the new 7.
Might as well round up to 8, and by the time you're 8, you should go to 9. And 9's basically 12. 12's close to 13. Once you get to 13, you might as well just be 17 already. 17's legal.
Yeah, exactly. The logic checks out.
God, I fucking love
Probably
that
should go to
meme.
21.
I love that
And
meme.
just make sure.
Disclaimer: I own Naruto. Lol, JK. Wow, amazing author. Riveting. Summary of my story. Why? I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate it. That means I can move on and not read this garbage. But why? Why would you tell me the entirety of your story before you even write your story? It's like, hey guys, here's what everything's going to happen in my story. Every arc, every twist, and all of that. Now please read my story. It's like, no, you just...
No, you just told me everything's gonna happen. Why should I?
Why would I read your story now? You literally just told me everything. It's like, thanks for the spark notes. I guess I can move on to a new story.
Excellent. Means I won't have to read this book for the class.
This is
Just
a
looked up
retelling of
spark.
Naruto, which is not chronological or canon.
I don't say.
No shit. It's filled with what-if scenarios. So basically, you really should limit your story to one what-if per story. Because when you start doing multiple what-ifs, it really just bogs down the story in terms of what's going on in it.
Either just one or more derived from that original what-if starting point.
Yeah. Because if you're just like, oh, well, what if Harry Potter unlocked Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer powers? And, then
The power
it's
to
like,
write bad fanfiction at an incredibly high speed.
yeah, right. And then what if, well, he unlocked Dragon Slayer powers, Malfoy unlocked Jedi powers, and what if Samus also went to Hogwarts and Kirby was Dumbledore? And it's like, what?
Okay, but like Kirby as Dumbledore, no, that'd be pretty base to read. That's actually a good idea.
Kirby gets on the table.
Only good things can happen from an eldritch devouring puffball.
Yeah,
Kirby gets
Kirby's
on
like-
the table. Poyo! Sucks up an entire great hall of food.
Still hungry.
All right.
House elves rejoice.
So would Voldemort be in hiding because he's actually scared of Kirby?
Oh hell yes he would.
Absolutely.
Kirby is terrifying.
Ain't no amount of Horcruxes saving you from that void.
Yeah.
More or less.
He just sees Kirby in the distance, and like a really slow version of Green starts playing. It's just like zooms in on him. Fucking
Just fucking...
Kirby's fucking. He's that fucking blank smile stare, just staring at Voldemort, just like.
Exactly.
I might play with stuff that will fit a thriller or a suspense story. He says, giving us a complete summary of his story.
Oh yes.
I am writing this story for fun. God, I hope so. I hope no one paid you to write this.
That'd be even more sad.
Voldy is scared of Kirby because Kirby swallows him and spits him out the first time they met.
I mean,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
Now here's the question: if Kirby copies a wizard, what
Yeah.
power does Kirby gain?
Gains a wizard hat.
Nothing else. Yeah, he gets wizard
He
hat.
just immediately loses his what intelligence he has.
Yeah. Naruto
Okay,
Uzumaki
but like
is a
wizard
genius.
hat Kirby, I'm down for that.
Wait, what the fuck? Wait, what is this? Imagine for me. In this story, Naruto Uzumaki was a genius, past tense, and didn't waste so much time? What, growing up?
Yeah.
You see, he read a bunch of
cringe, but-
books, so he was mentally 22.
Oh, you fucking stuff. Here, here, chat. I have provided solace. It is Kirby in a wizard hat.
Based.
Where is this Kirby in the wizard hat?
He then
Excellent.
awakens his mysterious power at the age of 5 with Jiraiya training him, and he learns how to control Kurama's chakra by age 8. And then he only spends a single year in the academy where he meets and befriends all of the Konoha 12, including his rival Uchiha Sasuke. Just instantly befriends them all. And then Naruto graduates at age 8 with the honor and medal of being the strongest genin to ever exist, leaving behind and overshadowing Itachi. He then goes on a training journey with Jiraiya before ever being part of a genin team. What the fuck? He is then abducted by the Akatsuki for the Nine Tails inside him. But given the fact that the Nine Tails is to be extracted last, they just end up training him. What?
It sounds like a dumb.
Hey boss, what should we do with the kid we just kidnapped? I don't know, give him superpowers? Okay.
What could
What?
possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
It's like fucking.
Wait.
Hey, we're going to be fighting Ryo Hayabusa, the human blender. What should we do? Oh, we should give him a curse that makes his arm really whack and then just gives him dragon powers. Why would we do that? Because it'd be funny.
Lamau.
Lol, said the unpaid intern wizard. Lamau.
Wait, is he
Intern.
Yeah.
abducted? Is he
Yeah.
abducted by them after
Yes.
his year at the academy?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna say, if this was before, in theory, this is before they went full on evil.
Yeah, no, this is after a year ahead at the academy. He's abducted by the Akatsuki, and Nagato and Itachi are like, well, we have to kill the kid last, so we might as well train him until then.
We might as well train him to kill all the other kids for us.
And he grows close with Itachi.
Ah!
You see, because of his unrivaled genius, he was able to mentally consent. So it's okay.
Yes, hello FBI. That's the man. That's the man right there.
He also meets someone he never expected to see in the Akatsuki. The fuck does that mean? Oh, I've been kidnapped by a terrorist organization. Oh wow, this is
Mom,
members
what are you doing here?
people I never expected to see are here. Like the terrorist organization? Personally, I too would be surprised by the people in a terrorist organization, because I never expected to meet any of them, being that I really didn't think I was gonna get kidnapped by a terrorist organization.
Sneaky, I can see a terrorist organization kidnapping you. Like, they're not terrorists. I can see you getting kidnapped by, like, Umbrella. This child won't die. We have to find out.
We need to experiment on them.
Okay, no, but, like, Sneaky, for real. I could easily see Wesker kidnapping you. Like, I
Probably,
need to
yeah.
figure out what's going on with these kids' genes.
More or less, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He also meets someone very unexpected, and by his mysterious, super strong power, I wish I was joking, this is what the author's writing here, and by his mysterious, strongest power of changing people, he influences the future from early on. Please read further in my future chapters to find out
I see, we're
what
going
he
straight
does.
into... We're going straight into talk no jutsu, huh?
Yes, he literally is going to talk the world into being a better place. 3 years after being kidnapped, and after unlocking all 5 of his Cheka natures,
The what now?
his Cheka natures,
Yes, of course, the Shaken Nations.
and possessing a mysterious Sharingan, 11-year-old Naruto escapes the Akatsuki. They just train him for 3 years and he just runs away.
Of course.
Okay, look, if, like, Nagato, Paper Girl, if she, like, helps him, yeah, sure, I'll buy that.
And he returns to Konoha wanting to become Hokage. But now it was time for everyone to acknowledge him. But despite being kidnapped and being the strongest genin to have ever existed, the village still hates him.
That checks out.
In order to keep an eye on Naruto and his new Sharingan. Like, how did he think that was going to improve his standing with the village? You're age 8, you're not into Uchiha, and you leave the village and you get kidnapped or something. Maybe people know about that, maybe they don't. But 3 years later, you show back up in the village, and now one of your eyes is a Sharingan, and it's like, buddy, only 2 Uchiha are left alive. Where the fuck did you get that one?
Sasuke in a ditch. My eyes.
Pants
probably
over
deserved it.
Itachi in a ditch.
There were so many eyes in that graveyard.
Oh, give it up, Itachi. It's not rubbing salt in the moon. He put the salt there.
He put the salt there on purpose.
Why do you hate Naruto? It's because of the Nine Tails, isn't it? No. He ripped out my eyeball and poured a packet of salt into it.
He threw a salt bomb straight into my face after that.
He replaced my eyeball with a bomb.
No, Sneaky, he replaced my eyeball with a magic 8-ball!
And now the rest of the Akutsuki won't stop shaking me for answers.
The Sneaky, they'll just walk up. Hey, is it gonna rain today? Slap the back of his head. Also, yes,
Sensei.
chat raises a good point. Wouldn't they just turn him into a vegetable with genjutsu?
Probably.
Yes.
That would be the smartest
Yes,
plan,
they
yeah.
would.
Yeah. Danzo Sensei, in order to be placed on the same Genin team as Naruto. As such, in order to learn teamwork, the third Hokage places him in a team of Genin under Kakashi Hitake, together with Sai Shimura and a mysterious OC named Rena Hyuga, despite having the skills of a Jonin. What is his past? What happens now? Will he reconcile with all of the friends he made in the academy? What will he do about Sasuke Uchiha? Read my first Naruto fanfiction.
Played so much and yet so little. How is this person this bad?
I would like to point out that this person is female, and the OC on the team is female.
Yeah, gee, who would have seen this here coming?
The mysterious Hyuga, who also just happens to be my self-insert, is on the same team as Ejito and Sai.
Amazing.
God. Oh, I'm so glad this story only has one favorite. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Sneaky. We'll check it 2 months from now, and it'll be up to 1,000.
Or the story will be dead because they don't know how to fucking write a story.
I mean, they've
Or
written... wait, no, hang on, that's the other one. Never mind.
So, this is the next story we're gonna do.
I mean, yeah.
This is Fate Stay Night, My Hero Academia.
Oh no.
Izuku to Medusa restart. Whatever the fuck that means. I really hope it doesn't mean that Izuku's going to gender bend into Medusa, because that would be weird.
That I would have a multitude of issues with that.
Izuku dies by the hands of the sludge villain before All Might can rescue him. Then, after entering and being offered by some being from a void, he was what? And after entering some being?
I hope the author doesn't know English.
I mean, I'm starting to feel like that. He was reborn and reincarnated to live again to become beautiful woman named Medusa. God, I said this was the one thing that I didn't want.
Sneaky, you spoke it into existence, you fool.
This is your fault.
She can cope with this anyway, even if he is stranger to everyone she knew as Izuku. Pairing uncertain.
What the
Pairing
fuck is
uncertain.
this author's page? What is this profile?
Oh no. Oh, so speaking of author pages, so I checked out Fairy Tail Dragon Slayer recently, and his entire author page is now only hyperlinked tweets from him about how amazing Naruto is. That's his
Naturally.
entire author page now.
Why?
I mean, what else would there be?
I mean, I guess it's better.
Literally just his Twitter feed.
What the?
Author's note, my author page is a wikia to remind you readers of my fanfiction characters.
It's so long.
Oh my god. Oh,
I
that is
finally reached the bottom.
that's a small scroll bar.
He has 35 stories.
He has a. Why would he not just make a wikia at that point? They're literally free. Like, why?
Also, I have to ask, what in...
Why?
Holy
Why?
God.
Why?
Yes.
Galactic Empire second verse. Oh no! It just keeps
Infantry,
going.
Stormtrooper.
Why does he have names for them all? Oh.
Some of them are just named Trooper.
Darth Nihilist love interests. Why is this a section?
Because, Sneaky, do you know the kind of people that, like, read this stuff? You know the kind of people that read this stuff.
Why? Restored Empire, Star Wars Alternate Universe number 3. What?
Nietzsche was right.
There was a god and we've killed him.
Yes. We killed him a long time ago, apparently.
Oh god. Eternal Empire, my version. Oh my god. It just keeps going. So like,
Yes.
so I just wanna like pose this question out for everyone. So this author said that he made his author page into a Wikipedia page, so people would be able to look up the characters and empires and stuff like that that are included in his fanfiction universes. But how are you supposed to find anything?
Control F.
But what if you don't know
Does
what
that
you're
even
supposed to
work?
look up?
Give up, I suppose.
I mean,
Yeah,
I would.
just fucking die.
The Elder Stott Union, which is apparently a compilation of Star Wars Old Republic and Galactic Republic and Resistance.
Eilstadt.
Wait,
What?
what? What? Wait, what? Why is Star Wars Resistance ships being used in the same era as Star Wars Old Republic ships?
Because they look cool.
Now look, I mean, look, the rebellion was absolutely desperate enough to use things like a Venator if they found one, but the Empire was remarkably intelligent about not just leaving that lying around.
Well, sure, but that
The
was
problem
like,
is
but,
this
like,
is the old republic. This is
Yeah,
the
this
old
is-
republic.
yeah, this is not like, we're not talking like, 40 years ago there was a ship, dude. We're talking like 5,000 years ago there was a ship.
And this ship that's not even supposed to be made for 5,000 years is showing up.
Hey guys, I found this thing called a hammerhead.
What the
hell does
fuck?
it do?
Now for my favorite things. Ruby.
That makes
Well-
no sense.
That makes sense.
Star Wars, all films. That meant
Games.
every live
Call
action.
of Duty. All Call of Duty games. Including Advanced War and World at War.
For a second, I thought they were lumping Advanced Wars in, and I was like, "Do what?"
My favorite game is the Naruto Ninja Storm series.
Be your favorite game unless you only have that game.
Lord of the Rings.
I mean,
Conquest,
from the
that's
looks of it, he's kind of just saying...
Okay, hold on a minute. Lord of the Rings Conquest was actually not awful.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Yes,
It wasn't
all I
awful,
said
but it
was,
wasn't
that's
great.
an old thing.
Look, I'm looking at this. Look, Alien vs. Predator 2010, Alien Colonial Marines. Bro, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, you're an idiot.
I mean, the 2010 one wasn't awful, but it also wasn't great.
Like, I just want to
War for
put it. Like,
Cybertron.
Battlefield
Oh, boy.
Hardline.
Okay, no,
is
hold
his
on a second.
favorite
Battle for
game.
Cybertron was fucking great. Fuck you.
Battlefield Hardline was a favorite game of his. Not Battlefield 3. Not Battlefield 1. Not 1942. Not Vietnam. 4 and Hardline.
Wait, you're saying one of your favorite things in existence wasn't Cops and Robbers, the video game?
No. Shockingly, it wasn't.
Okay then.
I think he's just listing every game he's played. I don't think he's actually listing his favorites. I think he's just considering any game I've played is my favorite.
Pretty much.
This is cringe. This author's cringe. I declare this guy cringe.
Dynasty Gundams.
I want to. Okay, so honest talk right here.
Is that?
I want to know how old this guy is, and also how the fuck he has so much free time to watch all of these animes, some of which I know are hundreds of episodes long.
He's at least over 13.
He's watched all of these animes. He's played all of these games and watched all of these movies, and he's written 35 stories, which probably high word counts too, despite them being awful. Let's see. No, none of them go beyond 47k words. So he's written 35 stories of around an average of probably 30k words, which is still
Bit
like
generous.
it's still like a million words.
I mean, yeah.
Still, like that's a lot. There's a lot going on in this guy's life, and I just want to know what the fuck, how old this dude is, because this dude's like, if this dude put all of the energy he's been putting into all of this into something like actually not garbage, you'd be going far. But instead he's too busy playing Battlefield Hardline and Call of Duty World at War. And Halo Wars.
Alright, now hold on a minute. Halo Wars was fine. You step off of Halo Wars.
Never played it. Because it was only Xbox.
It's on PC now, actually.
Yeah, it's on PC now.
I give a
Honestly,
shit about Halo now.
my biggest grievance with Halo Wars was that it was an RTS on the Xbox.
That sounds kind of rough.
Honestly,
It was.
I
Yeah,
really
sucks
didn't
very
think it was. Now, let me be clear. For someone like Sneaky, who started with Warcraft 3, which is like micro
dude.
or lose,
I started with StarCraft 1.
fair. My point there being, look, if you played games where it was, blob them up and throw them at the other guy, yeah, sure, Halo Wars was fine. If you played like StarCraft or Warcraft, no, because Warcraft is like, you didn't micro your blink stalkers into the perfect concave, haha, you lost to 5 roaches.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, actually, for my first game was Age of Empires 1. But that was around the same time as StarCraft, in terms of me playing it. But, yeah, so... Medusa Reincarnate. New fanfic crossover of Fate Stay Night, My Hero Academia. Can't even... Okay. This first part is right after Izuku dies, so Sludge Villain. What happens next is he just instantly isekais into a fully grown woman.
You see, Izuku, this was your quirk all along. Horny jail.
Tartarus is actually horny jail.
Okay, knowing Greece, would that surprise you?
No.
Thank you, Grease.
Unknown. Izuku wakes up and finds himself to what looks like some kind of void. What? Filled only in darkness.
No, Sneaky. Darkness.
What? And checks around to confirm his surroundings, but there's no one or anything in the dark void he is in. Okay. Oh, now I remember I died when Sludge Villain attacked and killed me before All Might could save me. Wait, wait, why would you know All Might was going to save you? Wait, what? Wait, if you died when the Sludge Villain attacked, how would you know?
I mean,
Author.
might have been that as they were blacking out, they heard All Might's voice.
No,
Like-
that's fair. It's fair. Izuku then goes to sadness. Okay, no, I'm not reading this.
Not Tartarus, sadness.
Text to voice.
Oh. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh no.
I'm not reading this.
This is gonna be great.
Fuck that.
Oh yeah, I need to do that.
I have to turn on the stream audio now.
This is gonna be great.
Okay, and
Oh no.
speakers, Sharon, you should do fine. And I have this swapped over to that. And yeah, I think we're ready. Let's hit the play button.
Izuku wakes up and finds himself to what looks like some kind of void filled only in darkness and checks around to confirm his surroundings, but there's no one or anything else in that dark void he is in. Oh, now I remember I died when the Sludge Villain attacked and killed me before All Might can save me from him. Izuku then goes to sadness after realizing and remembering what happened to him. Lastly, he will never ever fulfill his dream on becoming a hero just like his idol, All Might. Despite that, he was quirkless, which he learned when he and his mom went to a doctor to see if he is manifesting a quirk at all. He was saddened when he realized he cannot fulfill his dream to become a hero just like All Might, and his mother gave him lots of comfort. But still he wants to enroll to Uaha to give it a shot anyway, even though he's quirkless. But I brought you here to give you another chance to live again. Huh? Who's there? You can't see me but you can hear me, Izuku Midoriya. Okay, you say I can live again and you'll be the one to do it? Izuku now calm ask if the being whom he couldn't see can bring him back to the world of the living. Indeed, Izuku Midoriya, but be warned, you will be reincarnated as someone else, not what you originally look like. Izuku is warned once reborn he will be another person and not like what he originally looks like
No,
before, and
Izuku,
no one
don't
will
listen to the
recognize
druid.
him at all, which gave
Reincarnate is never
Izuku
a
some
good
time to
idea.
think
It never
about it, if
works
you
out.
will.
Oh, it never works out.
Accept that. I'll accept my
Our
new
rogue
appearance and
decided
look,
differently.
including a new name, as long as I can be a hero. Izuku choose to accept being reincarnated into a different person as long he can be hero, even if he will be reborn as a total stranger to everyone and won't be recognized. Very well, Izuku Midoriya, prepare to be reincarnated. Then came a very bright light that engulfs Izuku, and he knows he will be reincarnated as a different person, but he will find out what he has become after he wakes up back in the world he knows.
Jesus fucking Christ. Why did the author reiterate what they said like 4 times? Like, they had a guy say...
They're a dumbass.
Like, they had a guy say, like, oh, the weather is nice today. End dialogue. Into the narrative. The weather was nice today, and the guy noticed it. It's like, yeah? Why are you saying it again? Alright, let's get the big ones. Alright, let's keep... Oh, that was it? Really? That was it? That's the whole
that was
frickin'
sad.
chapter? Alright, what's speed 0 sound like?
Oh no.
Flashback. Previously Izuku was just returning home, but was attacked by a sludge villain. He did manage to evade him for a while.
That's
But in the
Far
end he
too
got
slow.
cornered by the sludge villain, and it killed him by using his sludge just before All Might can appear and save him. What happened next is Izuku eventually finds
Why are
himself
we
in the void where he
flashing
was
back
given
to
an offer
literally
to be
describe
reborn
an
and
event that
reincarnated as a
just
different
happened?
person. That has come to pass now,
flashbacks
and
are
he
the
is
only way to
reborn and
properly tell a story,
reincarnate.
Stinky.
What else
Don't
he
you
will
know
not
that?
know how long has time, months, days or years has passed since he died at the hands of the sludge villain.
Months,
XXX.
days, or years.
Present time. Izuku finally wakes up in an unknown location where he can see the sunlight. When he reached out to the sky he noticed something was off here. Huh? He thought to himself because that hand and arm including her clothes and long gloves like he's wearing looks like a woman's. Next he felt like he has long hair that's colored in violet and feels that he has breasts. What in the world?
He felt his hair was colored violet. Fucking okay.
Next he felt like he has long hair that's colored in violet and feels that he has breasts. What in the world? He or she checked to confirm he or her entire body before going to a nearby lake to see. What to see her face? I've been reborn and reincarnated in a woman, and I mean a beautiful woman. Izuku now Medusa shouted after realizing that he is a beautiful woman now. Plus he has a new memory of his new name and identity. I have a new name too and it's Medusa. And after being reborn and reincarnated as Medusa, she takes her first blood on a quirk villain, which was actually a quirkless villain. In the Fate Stay Night universe, my favorite of them all is Medusa Rider. What Medusa Rider wears, I know what they look like but I don't know what they are called except I know the blindfold thing she wears and I know her weapons of choice is and are nameless chainnails daggers.
Why?
Because this person doesn't know how to write.
I am beautiful woman. Man, see, this is why I wish I could be fucking popular with this, because I would absolutely fucking sell merch with I am beautiful woman in all caps exclamation point. And no one would understand the people who showed up.
And that's the way and that's, I mean, really, you know, that's the best jokes on the internet.
Exactly, right. I am beautiful woman. Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, this was a... Do you guys want to do more?
Why not?
Alright, let me make sure this is covered. Yep, okay. Fine, we'll do chapter 2 of this.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What is with these freaking like? Why is he separating each paragraph with all of these? Okay. Let's go.
Dagoba Beach. Izuku, now reincarnated into Medusa, finds herself waken up in an unknown location, but after that was done she makes her way back to Masudafu City and landed on Dagoba Beach.
Wait,
She got there in a quick pace without catching anyone's attention. After that she lays on the sand to rest up a bit until it's time to move on to the next location somewhere in Masudafu City. I accept who I am now, Medusa. Glad I managed to get my old notebook back to where it was placed, where I died at the hands of the sludge villain, which was marked as my grave. Medusa said, holding her old notebook, and began sketching herself on the blank page. Then suddenly Medusa's sketch writing gets interrupted by two boys who are very flirty with any beautiful girls they come across with. It was Denki Kaminari Charjabold and Minoru Manada Grape Juice from Uahai, but Medusa doesn't know that. Hey there, beautiful. You want to hang out with us while you are here in Dagoba Beach? Denki asked, being very flirty with her. You. Gross. Medusa looks away from both of them with disgust as she stands up. Do you mind telling me what school you flirty boys go to? Oh, we are from Uahai. Manada answered her question. Oh, Medusa, as Izuku Midori actually wanted to attend that school, but sadly that isn't happened because death caused by that sludge villain had to step in. By the way, I'm Denki Kaminari, hero name Charjabold.
Had to step in, eh?
Minoru Manada, hero name Grape Juice.
Hero name.
My name is Medusa. Introduce herself to them. Medusa? As in the snake hair lady? Correct, Grape Juice. What you heard with me having snakes as my hair is just something that scientists thought of. I'm the real deal here. Medusa tells them that what they thought about her in Greek mythology is different, and she is the real deal then. Okay, we get that, Medusa, but do you cover your eyes? Because if you take off your blindfold you will turn victims into stone if they look you in the eyes? Absolutely, Charjabold. You want me to take it off and see what happens? Medusa said with a nasty smirk on her face as she reaches for her blindfold. No, no. Please don't do it. Manada jumps into her, preventing her from doing it. Just kidding. I just like to see the looks on your faces, Medusa said, and Manada gets down from her while she laughs at her joke. XXX. Next up. While they keep talking, Medusa then spots a quirkless thug walking past them with what looks like a purse in his possession, which means he must have mugged a woman for sure. What's up, Medusa? Denki asks, and Medusa points her finger at the thug.
My man's got a bag and he's getting profiled as a thug.
Do you think he mugged someone? Certainly, Grape Juice. He mugged a woman, but he's not escaping with it for long. Medusa pulls out her nameless chain daggers and grabs the thug by the throat and kills him with a single strangle, which shocked the duo. Hey, why did you kill him? Denki and Manada suddenly gets knocked out with a karate chop by Medusa after they ask her their question, why did she just kill? Oh, they never ask Medusa if she is hero or a villain, or even neutral in the war on crime. Apologies, Charjabold.
I feel like
and
that's a
Grape
very
Juice,
important
but
question
this is
to ask,
different
I
now for
guess.
me. Before all this, as Izuku Midoriya, I was planning to enroll to Uahai Quirkless, or not, just to fulfill my dreams on being a hero just like my idol All Might. After I ready for some action I will be moral when it comes to fighting crime, but I never got my chance and was killed by that sludge villains and then reincarnated as Medusa. Moral codes are irrelevant for me now as I have a new personality. Medusa talks about her old life as Izuku Midoriya before fleeing the scene. Looks like some villains known as a League of Villains are going attack Uahai. Medusa stole Denki's and Manada's cell phone and got the text message sent by All Might himself.
What?
And people said we escalated the fucking the Undying Scarab story quickly. No, people are like, oh wow, that escalated quickly. Why did Taylor fight fucking Malagath? It's like, this author just had Mizuka stab someone in the throat on chapter 2.
No, it checks out. Checks out. It's cool.
Jesus Christ. Oh God. Why do stories like these exist? Okay, so let's find something else. Oh, this one. Let's do this one. This is great. This is a great one. I love this one. Yeah, Izuku just straight up killed a dude for carrying a purse. Just also straight shit, like flat out racially profiled him while doing so. It's like, oh man, that dude's quirkless and he's carrying a purse. Clearly he stole it from someone, so I'm just gonna go stab him in the throat without even like right.
Clearly,
you know?
he's a heinous criminal.
And I like how he's just like, oh yeah, he's clearly quirkless. How can you tell? I can tell just by looking at him he's a criminal.
I can tell that he's a quirkless loser just by looking at him.
So this is a prototype worm crossover called Compulsion. Is everyone ready?
No.
No.
Excellent. So, what the hell is this? This is the... That's creepy. Dr. Alex Mercer wakes up having gained powers but lost his memory. Thrust into a world where heroes and villains are a deadly reality. Aspiring superhero Taylor Hebert mistakes Alex for a Case 53 and tries to help him, but hides the fact that she can control him from him.
He is not an insect.
Just as he hides from her that he's a cannibal. This game of secrets will change everything.
Yeah, I suppose it would, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
funny how that works.
I mean, it's not really a game of secrets. If Taylor can control Alex, and Alex has to eat people, also it's not cannibalism. If you're, you know, a virus and you're eating people, that's not cannibalism. I'd point that out. Hey, so if you're a virus and you have to eat people to survive, and you have someone controlling your actions, I'm pretty sure the person controlling your actions would figure out that you need to eat people. If they're the one telling you to eat people. That's not really a game of secrets.
I can control him. By the way, he eats people.
Like, not only that, I'm not on top of all of that, right? You're like, say one day, you know, you just wake up and you meet a new girl, and then you just start punching yourself in the face. And it's like, well, that's weird. Why is my arm constantly punching me in the face whenever I'm around this new girl?
Why does it feel like I lose all ability to control myself around this person?
Right? You know? It's like, how is that a secret? It's like whenever you're around Taylor, you can't control your body anymore, and it only happens when you're around Taylor. Yet somehow this is a secret.
What game of secrets are being played? They literally know each other's secrets. They're kind of fucking obvious. It's like dyeing your hair blue and then walking out into public and being like, man, I sure hope no one catches on that I secretly dyed my hair blue.
Without even bothering with a hat.
It's kind of fucking obvious you dyed your hair blue, buddy. Being that.
Hey, buddy, what's with the blue
your hair's
hair?
fucking
Oh
blue.
no, they found me out.
Right, yeah. Let's
Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit.
Oh, why aren't you sneezing all the time then?
Answer the question, Nose.
Yeah, Nose. Answer the question.
It only works when it's fan fiction, and I'm not on this podcast enough to smell all of it.
There is so much wrong with everything you just said that I'm just gonna move on.
Thank you.
Disorientation. From nothingness, there emerged a kaleidoscopic jumble of sensations. Once the avalanche of perceptions were broken down into inputs of sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, they became recognizable. The feeling of hard, wet ground below. The sound of rushing water. The smell of damp and rot. The taste of cotton and blood. Darkness. His first conscious thoughts was that he was awake, and he was not happy about that. The nausea that slowly replaced by a dull ache all over, accompanied by a sharp, insistent pangs of hunger. As daunting as the thought of moving was, he was so profoundly uncomfortable, lying in the position that he couldn't take it anymore. He opened his eyes. Not that it made much difference. It was almost as dark with his eyes open. His whole body was suffused with a strange sensitivity, as if something had cranked his body's precorperceptions up to 11, and then thrown in some crazy synesthesia into the mix. Synesthesia?
Anesthesia?
Synesthesia, yes.
Oh, it's just a lot of words. You got a license for those words, mate?
You got a license for those large words, mate. It says here your license is only up for words up to 6 characters. I'm sorry, mate, you got to come in. I see that happening in the future, honestly. See it. Using large words without a license is a crime in Britain. It even felt like he was tasting through his skin, or rather there was a sensation coming from his skin that was similar to taste. At the same time, he felt hollow, as if random patches of his insides were numb. I mean, you don't actually have pain nerves, you know, like in your liver or your stomach. I mean, maybe you do in your stomach because you have a lot of nerves attached to your stomach. But, like, you don't have nerves on your lungs. No, pain nerves on your lungs. Like, you really don't need to feel your insides. It's not necessary. Unneeded. It's the same reason why, biology fact time. So, you know the whole, hitting your funny bone thing, that little nerve, that's in the gaps between your bones, that, when you smash
that horrible little cluster, yes.
Yeah, that's because that nerve is not set up to feel pain. So when you smash it,
The nerve goes, brain, I'm damaged. There is pain. And brain goes, shut the fuck up. You don't feel pain. I have been damaged, brain. Something's going on. Okay, fine. You're like on fire or freezing or something. Brain, I'm on fire and freezing.
Oh God!
That explains so much. It literally doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, it's literally not
That
made for
explains
pain.
a lot.
So it's like, panic! Stuff is happening! Yeah. That's what happens when you poke a nerve that's not meant to be poked. Is it starts panicking. It doesn't know what it's supposed to do with this new information. It's not meant to be poked.
Do not poke the nerve?
Do not poke nerve, no. Anyway. Was he high on some kind of drug or something? Where the hell had he woken up anyway? He pushed himself up and got to his feet, but he felt so light and hollow that he nearly overbalanced. Right, so this is the part where people fail when writing a prototype story. So you're pretty much, when you're writing a prototype story from the view of the person who is the prototype virus, so which is Blacklight or whatever, you're pretty much supposed to gloss over all the biology. Okay? So, the little tip for everyone. Gloss over the biology. Do not talk about biology while the subject of the biology is the Blacklight virus. The Blacklight virus is doing so much biological bullshit hand-wavium that you talking about the biology of it makes you seem stupid. For example, the virus would not have a sense of balance derived from the inner ear because there isn't an inner fucking ear. It's all virus. So how possibly could a virus have balance? Bullshitium. You don't talk about it. You only talk about it when someone, say, stabs you with cancer that for some reason feeds off of viruses. And then you're like, oh, my balance is all out of whack because you just got stabbed with bullshitium. So clearly more bullshitium occurs.
Yes, yes.
It's quite simple. So don't sit there and talk about feeling your insides being hollow. Because, fun fact again, your chest is actually kind of hollow. Because, you have lungs and they need to expand and shit, and your organs need to shift around, and your stomach needs to get bigger and smaller, and your intestines go up and down. So you actually have, like, space internally, and that's why internal bleeding is so dangerous to you when it's in the chest cavity, is because there's a lot of area in the chest cavity for the blood to go to. Like, a lot of area, a lot of free space, shall we say, for the blood to dump into inside your chest cavity. So you being like, oh man, I feel hollow for some reason, that's just weird. I mean, you can say, like, you feel hollow, like, because it's part of, like, your hunger, like, you were so hungry you felt hollow. Okay, yeah, sure, fine. But like, oh, there's something wrong with my chest because it feels hollow. No. On top of that, implying that if you're so fucking starved in terms of being a virus that you can barely maintain a human shell
why would you be putting shit in like fucking the inner ear and not just bullshitty imbalance? Like, Alex jumps around and dodges like crazy so many times. There's no way a human inner ear could keep up with that. He has no problem spinning around like a fucking helicopter top.
Alex Mercer, the only virus alive that can perform the 360 no-scope.
Alex Mercer, the only man alive who can go swah 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 swah. And have you taken seriously?
Why have you cursed me with this, Max?
I had
Yeah,
to see
Max.
it. So
Why did you curse him with it?
Some of suffering and that alone.
I mean, fair. That is the entire reason this podcast exists.
And true facts. Yes.
That's why I keep people as friends.
I
So
thought
you
it
can
was
watch
because
them
you were a
suffer?
saintly individual of near godlike patience.
No, I just keep people around to pass the suffering off to. That's how I keep my patience.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so Max is a patience vampire.
Yes. He sucks off saints.
That's Jesus Christ.
And where's that Brazilian when we need him?
I was like, that would make for really interesting, like, little one-shot story that Sneaky just barges in here.
Brutally.
I am the
Oh.
crow in that fucking meme where it's got the pigeon in the first two panels and they're like
Yes.
saying something. And
Yes.
it's the crow. I am the crow where it's just like, I am a patience vampire, so you suck off saints.
Fucking, why am I friends with you? God.
Max, you literally just explained why you're friends with people.
No, I was just a joke. Oh, here's
You
some
see,
little-
Atin, the joke was that I
it
was
is.
the one that derived friendship in suffering. That was the joke all along. Anyway, so blah 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 blah, literally garbage and nothing. His instincts told him to move. Blah blah blah. Who am I? He doesn't remember. And the author does a decent job of writing a person in panic after not remembering anything, I guess. I mean, it's really a mixed bag. When it comes to amnesia. Because something like episodic amnesia is like supposed to be like really super rare, and basically episodic refers to the fact that you forget your entire life, like the whole like the classic Hollywood amnesia, I guess, if you want to understand it better. That basically doesn't happen ever. But I think it was Hey Arnold. I think it actually did a decent job with it, where the person forgot their whole life, and then they're like, "Why aren't you panicking?" Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to be panicking about. Like,
I forgot to remember to forget, boys.
well, yeah, but I mean, it's literally that, where it's like, how are you supposed to panic about forgetting your life if you don't remember your life in the first place, so you can't remember why it's a bad thing that you forgot it?
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Children's TV show.
Yeah. And I was just like,
Like,
wow,
I
that's
always
fucking
appreciate.
deep.
Well, and I always appreciate because there are some shows and movies that did that really well. Overboard handled that well, where it's like, where am I? Oh, you're here with us. Okay, why don't I remember anything? You took a bad fall. I was like, oh, okay. Like, there's no panicking from the person
Yeah.
until she found out she was being lied to.
Right, obviously.
Yes, generally when you find out you're being lied to, it is time to panic.
But anyway, so there's honestly a lot of forms of amnesia, and I definitely recommend it when people go to write it. They should at least look them up and look up
typical reactions people have to those forms of amnesia. Like, if you remember your entire life, but you can't remember, the names of anyone, that's actually a form of amnesia. Can't remember the names of anyone, including your own name, and you can't remember, like, the past week, then you would be able to panic. You'd be like, "Oh shit! I know my why don't I know my name? I know I have a name. I know all these people have names, but why can't I remember the names?" That's the thing. That's also a reason to panic over. But if like you wake up and you're like, "Where am I? Who am I?" You can't really muster up that much existential dread.
Because you don't have the dread.
Because you don't remember what you're supposed to really be like. It's like, oh, I should have a name. Why don't I have a name? That's weird. Like, why can't I remember anything? That's weird. Not like flipping your shit and be like, oh my god, why can't I remember everything? Which is what
Now,
the author's doing here.
there may be times when someone has that, right? When like if there's someone who is like in love with them and telling them a bunch of stuff, right?
Right.
Maybe then,
Yeah,
but otherwise,
then you can
no.
get some dread going on, yeah. So my sister actually did end up having trauma-induced episodic amnesia, I think, or something like that, where she forgot like the first 10 years of her life. And from what I heard,
Did she forget what a bitch she was?
No, she only forgot the first 10 years.
I see.
And from what I heard, there wasn't a lot of panicking going on about that. Just really a lot of confusion, because she like knows that she should remember this stuff, but she was like just unable to. But there wasn't a lot of panicking going on. A lot of sadness. Don't get me wrong, as well. I believe there's quite a bit of sadness going on there as well. But from what I heard, she didn't have any panic attacks when she realized that she couldn't remember the first like 10 years of her life. So that was a thing. But yeah, so I kind of just get.
But wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
So, knowing the events that surrounded it, she only
Yeah.
forgot the first 10 years and not the events that would have most certainly inflicted that trauma-induced amnesia.
Yeah, not really. Yeah. I don't. Look, the brain's weird, okay? Reality is stranger than fiction. And that's just how it will always be.
Goddamn planet raining glass.
It's just fucking.
sideways.
The human body's weird, okay? It's just weird shit just fucking happens, and you're just like, why did this happen? It's just like, I don't know. Did.
Buddy, why are you like this?
I am.
God got drunk. That's about it.
So, point being is anyway. I just really don't like the whole like I can't remember everything, so I'm gonna have a panic attack and throw a hissy fit and rage about everywhere. I've seen it so often. It's literally all Hollywood does, and it's just like I'm so tired of it. Just like, wow, another person having an angst fest over not remembering anything. Oh wow.
Like, the things that would cause one to have existential dread would be, I've forgotten everything. And it's because, right? And then they wake up and they're clearly in an area where there's supposed to be a wedding, and there's pictures of them in, say, a wedding dress, right? Because then they have the existential dread of, oh god, I'm clearly supposed to be married, and because that's the other thing they don't cover. Like, when people forget their life, they don't forget how to use forks and knives, and they don't forget basic social etiquette. They don't forget like most societal concepts.
Well, I mean that's another form of amnesia, also very rare. But yeah, typically, when you lose memory in a medical diagnosis of amnesia, it's going to be your short-term memory most typically, and it's just going, or it's going to be people and places, or it's going to be specific events. It's never going to be like, oh, how do I walk? Sometimes, very, very, very
Sometimes.
rare, it can be. But yeah, those instances of amnesia typically are paired with seizures and other sorts of brain damage going on there. But yeah, you typically remember everything, which again is another thing that Hollywood tends to forget sometimes, unless it's convenient for them. So yeah, as we said, you know, he knows that he has amnesia. But then just uses the word amnesia. He's a doctor who knows he has amnesia, but then doesn't proceed to use the proper amnesia term for what amnesia he has. Because the author obviously only knows amnesia through the lens of Hollywood, which is, you know, expressed as he wrote it earlier, in the exact same way Hollywood does it. He didn't know why the word amnesia sent off alarm bells in his head. And he believed amnesia, he didn't know why thinking of amnesia made him think of pseudoscience.
Pseudoscience, eh?
Oh yeah, because memory loss is made up. The psychiatrists made up memory loss to sell you drugs. Wake up, sheeple. Fuck
That
off,
sounds like a
author.
rant take.
Yeah, it absolutely
That-
is.
That may be the hottest take I've heard in a fucking minute.
Just fuck off, author. Blah, blah, blah. He had also, I love this. He was skeptical of him having amnesia, despite the fact that he couldn't remember his name, where he was, or what he was. But he doesn't think he has amnesia. Okay. Oh, okay, author. Alright.
This is a take, and this is a bad take.
I don't believe in fire. That's a pseudophysics.
Okay,
You're
I
on
mean,
fire
listen.
right now. You
If
are
you're
literally
if you're
burning.
No, but sneaky. To be fair, if you're in the Fate universe, fire was pseudoscience, and then it became real science, which fucked with the laws of magic.
I don't think that's how that worked. I think fire was always a physics.
Nasu versus logic. It doesn't actually hold to logic.
I'm aware. See, blah blah blah. He already sketched out a plan of what to do. He found the wallet. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. And tracky, half congealed blood. He looked at his clothing in disbelief. Like, okay, so if your body is made of viruses, why would the inside of your clothing be covered in blood? Unless you're also replicating the dried blood on the body. Which... why?
Why, author?
And then he looked at the bullet holes, and he's like, what? I've been shot a bunch. So you also replicated the bullet holes despite being a virus? He zipped up his jacket to cover up the bloodstains, which for some reason didn't have bullet holes or bloodstains in it, despite there being wet blood on the inside. Holy fuck, that must have been someone else's blood that he was wearing.
What?
What? What the hell was going on? What happened? Did he kill someone? Yeah, you killed someone, buddy. That's why you're the one covered in blood on the inside of your jacket only. Why did he kill someone and steal their shirt? The only reason he thought of why he would steal a dead person's shirt is so he could then play dead as a victim of a mass shooting. The problem with that notion was that it made no sense
Did
at
you
all.
really just go there, Arthur?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Returning his attention to the wallet, he opened it up, and it blah blah blah, Alex Mercer, blah blah blah, license, blah blah blah, license from Manhattan, blah blah blah, car insurance, Dodge Challenger. He had a car but no car keys, blah blah blah. He had $63, an emergency 20 behind his license, and a spare condom. Wonderful. He was totally fucked, but at least he had protection. Ha ha ha!
Ugh.
Maybe Alex Mercer was a Luddite who doesn't carry debit cards in their wallet. Maybe a dead guy who probably got his body looted? I don't know, man. Why'd they leave the money then? I don't know, man. Don't ask me these questions. So in a fit of anger, he chucked the entire wallet into the ocean. No, I'm
You're
just
sure
kidding.
about that, buddy?
He reconsidered it and then didn't do it. Why? Old geological strata of graffiti and molding trash adorn the place. Charming. He used his dollars and no credit cards, blah blah blah. Assuming he was a fugitive, what crime could be wanted for, blah blah blah. He was super hungry and dizzy. Blah blah blah. He would go to the library for information. Bus stops have maps, blah blah blah. Wow, someone's doing drugs. What a shithole, he thought to himself, despite his amnesia. That he doesn't think he has. Blah 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 blah. Cringe ass crap. Talks about drugs some more. Swastikas, blah blah blah. He never even heard of Brockton Bay before. And even with amnesia, that seemed odd. I have glaring memory issues right now, but I've never heard of this place before. That's weird. Okay, author. Okay. And, wow, I'm starving. For those of you who are wondering what's going on, don't worry, no prior knowledge of prototype will be necessary. Yeah, I can tell, because you don't have it either. The story's point of view will change between Alex and Taylor, with the exception of arc interludes. I'd like to give a shout out to Wild Bo for his totally awesome story and characters. Okay. Also to Lazluli for his awesome Fallout prototype story, A Dead World. Okay, A Dead World's actually really good. It's unfortunate that it's now dead. Blah 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 blah. Cross-posted space battles, blah blah blah. Thank you for reading it. 499 people followed this story and 414 favorited it. Cringe. Cringe. That's all I'm gonna post. Fringe. Oh, I should probably go back into history and yeah, Izuku and Medusa leave a review on this one. I hope English isn't your first language, because holy shit, man, you need help. Psychiatric help. Maybe a priest. Post. Okay, well, I think we can about wrap it up tonight. Wouldn't you say
Oh,
so,
thank
gentlemen?
fucking God. Please end my fucking suffering.
Alright, I'm down to Boston.
Please. Fucking just shoot me in my goddamn head.
Will do. Alrighty, so gentlemen, that was a nice night. We had good fun. We had good fun all around. Covered some stories, laughed at some things, died. So the date of my departure rapidly approaches. I believe I'll be here on Friday. I do not think I'll be here for next Tuesday, however, and past next Tuesday, definitely not. And from that point, I will be roaming the great roaming plains, and I don't know when exactly I'll end up in my new destination, and I don't exactly know where I will stay in that new destination. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yep. Don't worry. I'll try to play a shit ton of Back for Blood in your stead.
Thank you.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to take your place and make sure that Max doesn't play that alone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
God,
anyway.
please don't. I don't want to babysit someone in a beta.
Get pwned. So we will see you all next time, because there is always more, and it does always get worse.